Chapter 7, Part 2, page 75. Graham calmed down, picked up his rag, and began polishing himself again. Now, if George wants to come up for some ginger beer and a good game of chess, well then, I'd be quite happy to see him and let his shady past stay where it belongs. But no weapons or pointy things that he can stick, hurl, or jab me with. Kenny slumped his shoulders and looked down. I'm afraid it's not going to happen that way. Little bantling, said Graham with a sigh, as he stopped admiring himself in the mirror. He bent low enough to look Kenny right in the eyes. Don't worry. I just know you will think of something to make this right. Come on now. You're the well-read, smart one, remember? Flabbergasted, Kenny said nothing. The dragon resumed polishing his scales and admiring himself in the mirror as if he was without a care in the world. His mind whirling, Kenny grabbed his bicycle and left. Normally, the arduous ride up Shepherd's Hill meant a fast-paced, exciting ride down, but the boy simply walked his bike back toward home. The high noon sun had warmed the soft ground, and there was a gentle, lazy breeze whispering through the leaves as he made his way down the hill. Dragonflies and butterflies flitted all about. One even alighted on his handlebars, but Kenny didn't notice any of this. What on earth am I going to do? He said to himself. Both of his best friends were to be pitted against each other in a battle to the death. Who would win? Would Graham just lie there, refusing to fight and be slaughtered? Or would George, much older now than he was back in his heyday, be burnt to a crisp? The river stone feeling had taken over his entire body, and he swallowed hard to hold back the river itself that welled up in his eyes. Parking his bike on the porch, he was startled by his father bursting out of the front door. "Kit, hurry, boy, you're just in time," his dad exclaimed. His mother strolled out of the house behind him, tying a kerchief around her head. What's going on? Where are we going?" Kenny replied. For a moment, his parents' excitement distracted him from the heavy responsibility he was feeling. "There's a parade in town. We just got word," his mom answered as she hopped aboard their sheep-drawn cart. "It's supposed to be quite a procession. Your father hasn't been this excited since you made that apple crumble pie for my birthday. Now come on, son," his dad said, slapping the spot right next to him on the driver's bench. "I'll even let you drive." "You don't understand," Kenny said. "Why do you think they're even having a parade?" Both his parents blinked and looked at each other. "An early celebration of the annual Corn Cob Festival?" his mom guessed, though it sounded more like she was asking the question. "Pig wrestling?" his dad added, also in an "I'm not so sure this is a trick question" sort of way. "You guys haven't been in town for a while," said Kenny. "This is all about Graham. I'm sure of it." "Really?" his father replied. "I don't know about that." And he paused for a moment, mulling it over. What would the parade be for? "Why don't we go into town and see for ourselves?" his mother suggested. Kenny sighed and slowly climbed up onto the cart with his parents. It seemed that as much as he might try to escape it, he found himself heading right back into Round Brook, and right back into his worst fears.